Today, it's a great day for all of us, the seekers, that the last work of the Divine, of opening the last center in the great primordial being was done on the 5th of May 1970. It is the greatest event of all the spiritual happenings of the universe. It was done with very great care and great adjustments. It is not in the limits of human understanding how things are worked in the heavens. It is your fortune and God's love that has worked out this wondrous miracle. Without this happening, there could not have been a possibility to give mass realization. One could have done it for 1 or 2 persons here and there, but to give such a mass awakening could not have been possible. As you know, in the Sahasrara, there are the seats of the 7 main chakras. There are 1000 nadis, or as they call it, frames, and they all have each 16,000 powers. Every nadi deals with a particular type of a person, and with the permutations and combinations of all these nadis, human beings are looked after. As soon as Sahasrara was opened, the whole atmosphere was filled with tremendous Chaitanya, and there was tremendous light in the sky, and the whole thing came on this earth as if a torrential rain or a waterfall with such a tremendous force, as if I was unaware, got stupefied. The happening was so unexpected and so tremendous that I was stunned and I became completely silent at its grandeur. I saw the primordial Kundalini rising like a big furnace, and the furnace was very silent but burning appearance it had, as if you heat up some metal and it has many colors. In the same way, the Kundalini showed up like a huge furnace, of a furnace which is like a tunnel. When you see these plants you have for coal burning, and it stretched like a telescope, one after another came out like that, and the deities came and sat on their seats, on their golden seats, and then they lifted the whole of the head like a big dome and opened it, and then this torrential rain completely drenched you. And I started seeing all that. I got lost into the joy. It's like an artist seeing its own creation fulfilled. I felt the joy of great fulfillment. After coming out of that beautiful experience, I looked around and I saw human beings so blind. Then I became absolutely silent. Then I desired that I should get the cups to fill this nectar. But I saw all stones. Sahasrara is the most beautiful part of yogi. It is a big lotus with 1,000 petals of different colors, appearing like inflated flames. It is a thing which is seen by many people. But to see it pour that torrential rain was like these flames becoming a fountain of colors and of fragrance. When you think of a flower pouring its color and its fragrance around, people have written very little about Sahasrara. Because whatever they have seen is from outside, and it's not possible for them to go from inside. Even if you reach from inside, if the whole Sahasrara is not opened out, you cannot see its beauty. Because when it is closed, the whole of it, the total, then you just pass through a little aperture and get out. But just imagine a huge big petal, 1,000 petal lotus, and you are sitting inside or in the corona and looking at all these petals, all very beautifully colored and fragrant and pulsating with the bliss and the joy. To remain into on that position is the ideal situation. But then, after the silence, you are filled with tremendous excitement and love. And you are drawn out. People who haven't yet know what is having eyes, and thus you try to put your attention to the Sahasrara of millions of people. And then you start seeing the problems that exist in the Sahasrara. And even if you desire open Sahasrara, it is a very difficult thing, because the channelizing from the divine to human beings has to be through human beings. The power could be with you, but it has to be channelized through human element. All my life I had not known many realized souls. How to get them? How to work it out? So I started looking out for people. And I met one old lady of 70 years. And she was very perturbed about something very close. And when she came to me, she felt very peaceful. Her Sahasrara was very burnt out. And in my company, she would think of something else, not of the spirit. and her brain would be covered with clouds and darkness. Again and again I had to enlighten her, but she did not get her realization. Most of the people who came to me in the beginning came for getting cured. This capacity I had from childhood. When I could give also realization to few people before, but they had to be very earnest, artful. I didn't meet anyone of that quality because I was not living in the forest. I was living as a normal human being among other normal human beings, and they were not that earnest, that art, and I had to do this work among them. How to talk to them about the real world that exists and the faults in which they live. One lady, the first one who got realization, just came to see me because she was possessed with the idea of seeking, she thought, and it worked in her. That was not the happiest day, because she is one of those who get individually realization. With this great happening, many should get at a time. We had a program in Bodhi in 70s, and there first one gentleman got realization. Next day there were negative forces active, morning time. And they started talking of favoritism. I could see in the atmosphere the vibrations were very wrong. In the evening, I took up a very strong, firm attack. I was in a great feeling. I never gone into such a feeling before. And I lashed out. Surprisingly, 12 of them got realization. That was the greatest moment. Then many got one by one. 3 of them were traveling back, got realization suddenly in the train they felt the vibration. So the mass evolution started.